Are you tired of getting stuck in one rank? Are you fed up with your teammates not rotating your lane?
Hacker! Hacker!
Your guy Kazuki is back with some important tips for you to stop depending on your team and hold your ground like a boss. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we will talk about how to rotate perfectly in the experience lane in the current patch. Before starting the video, here are the questions from our previous video. First question is from Lemjen Marang, asking when did I start playing mlbb. I am an OG player, so I started way back in 2016 when mlbb could be played easily with 1 GB RAM phone. Second question is from user KT2, asking if you can redeem the codes from Bangladesh. Yes my guy, you can redeem the codes from anywhere in the world. For more information, visit Kazukiofficialstore.com. Drop your questions and keep an eye out for the redeem codes in this video. Before knowing the rotation, you must be clear about the role of experienced laner. Being an experienced laner, your main focus should be able to survive enemy ganks and also disrupt their backline and not stay in one lane and push mindlessly. EXP is one of the most crucial roles in mlbb, as you can be durable and have a decent amount of damage. With this, you can be very pesky and dive into the backline and come out easily. Getting survival items is a must for an experienced laner if going for a bulkier hero. A full damage EXP lane is also viable, but when the enemy lacks a good front line. As EXP laner, you and your tank are the main source of frontlining for your team. And without a decent front line, low HP heroes like a mage and marksman will have a very hard time. Playing EXP can be a bit challenging because they are often played as a solo laner, and most of the time you have to depend on yourself. And to use them to the fullest, use these rotations. Rotation when EXP is in the top lane. As you know, there are various types of heroes in EXP. Some are strong in the early game like Dairoth, Yuzong, Khalid and Alpha. When playing strong early game fighters, try to reach this bush by the 23 seconds mark so you can cut the lane and go to check the bush near their red. If their jungler is taking red first, you can annoy him by first checking the position of the other enemies. If red is up, you can either try to steal it or wait in the bush to cut the lane again. You should try to steal only when either your jungler doesn't want to take Lethal Wanderer after his first buff, or Lethal Wanderer spawns on the opposite side, as you will be too late in joining if a team fight occurs in the river area. Doing this will ensure that their experienced laner either has to follow up with you to force you back and lose his very important goal in the first minutes of the game. After doing this till the first turtle is up, you can rotate in this bush near the turtle area if the turtle spawn is near your lane. When the turtle area is in the opposite lane, try to rotate to the mid bush and wait till you confirm the enemy's EXP position. If enemy EXP is still in the lane, it is your call to go back to the lane, as they will most probably push your lanes. The 30 seconds timer is not enough for you to help in turtle and also defend your lane at the same time. There are two cons if you focus on the turtle when it is in the opposite lane. The goal lead you will have accumulated in the first minutes will be diminished and it will make you lose your advantage over them. And the second will be you will lose area to rotate, as it will open up the map if the turret gets destroyed. If their EXP can also be seen near the turtle area, then it's your call to either wait in the bush to ambush retreating enemies or dive in their backline to disrupt their position and help your team secure turtles and even team fights. Remember, This is only for the opposite of the turtle lane. When the turtle is in your lane, you must cut the lane beforehand to have no pressure of push from the enemy EXP and help your team secure the objective. This rotation tactic also applies to the load in the late game. Just make sure your lane is not going to be pushed and you are good to go. Important tips: don't die for a tower getting pushed if your team doesn't want to help in defending. I have seen many players doing this mistake. This will lead you in having less gold as you will miss minion waves when you die. These 4 bushes should be your favorite as you can give an ample amount of vision to your team and confirm the enemy's location. Try to cut the lane whenever given the chance and rotate from this path. Try to push lanes when you already know the position of enemies, otherwise there is a high chance that you can get ganked or ambushed. For weaker early game heroes like Zilong, Pakito and Olus, try to stay in this bush near and check it if their laner tries to cut the lane. You can force him to retreat if you do this and give your jungler a very good time in the jungle. After clearing the first wave, try to come and stay in the bush if you have more than 15 seconds for the minion spawn. This will help a lot for your team in terms of vision. Clear the wave again and come back here. Doing this till the first turtle is up will give you vision of your side of the map completely and make your team trust you much more as they can also see your efforts in providing information. As a weak early game hero, your focus should be more on getting a decent amount of gold by the mid game so you can start snowballing your enemies. Rotating to the mid and back can help you get a gold lead on your counterpart. Once you take down your first turret or the gold laner takes the first turret, try to swap lanes and start rotating from this path. This will almost guarantee your win as you are focused solely on objectives and outperforming your enemies rather than focusing on kills as most of the inexperienced EXP players do.
Who's laughing now?
Now let's check if the EXP is in the bottom lane. Let's again start with the strong early heroes. When the EXP is in the bot lane, try to be in this bush by the 23 second of the game. Now you have 2 options, either cut the lane or try to invade enemy blue or go back to this bush if the enemy laner spots you. If you manage to cut the wave, try to come in this bush and check their blue. This can help your team in deciding whether to invade or not. If your team decides to invade, help them and go back to the same bush to cut the lane again. And not let your counterpart any extra gold from turrets in your absence as there will be no minions to push. If your team doesn't invade, try to go in this bush without getting spotted. Now check for the enemy's position. If they are nowhere near, then go for the high cut. Remember, high cut is very risky and you should only do it when enemies are not nearby, because you going deep in the enemy territory and dying in the early game while doing high cut is not worth it all. I won't recommend doing high cut always, as in solo queue most of the time enemy's position is very random. So whenever you see enemies piled up in the opposite side of your lane, try to high cut to not let your counterpart push if you decide to go and help in team fights. Use this path after doing high cut to also give vision of the enemy's territory. The turtle and load rotation I mentioned earlier will be the same for bot lane too. So let's check out rotations for weak early heroes. When playing weaker early heroes, try to stay in this bush till the 25 seconds mark. You can also wait to confirm your counterpart's location before stepping out. And if clears the lane mindlessly without freezing, then wait and try to stay within the vicinity of the minions when they get killed to not lose your EXP. Stay safe till the first turtle by following this rotation. Rotate using this path when trying to farm another lane. Once you have enough items, start focusing on helping the team, maintaining your high ground along with rotating from this path. This path gives you the surety that you won't get ambushed and as a weak early game hero, you must hold your ground in the early phase. Now that you know how to rotate efficiently in solo queue, let me give you some tips when playing with your friends. Try to share the third wave with your mid laner and have your roamer clear the mid wave before the turtle is up. This way you can all reach level 4 by the turtle time, which will make you have the upper hand on your enemies in the first turtle. Use your friends to get information about the enemy's whereabouts and ask them if they can manage without you. This will give you much more chances of pushing your lanes safely. Always change the lane when the first tower falls, either from your side or the enemy's side. This will ensure that the winning lane can always get extra gold and force the enemy to change their lanes also. Ask your friends to help you before it's too late. And avoid charging in recklessly, as your opponents are probably friends and helping each other out. With these rotation tips, I hope now you can master the art of experienced laner and make the randoms adore you for being godly in such an underrated role. Will you use the mentioned rotation? Or will you prefer going in 1 vs 5, not giving darn about others? Share your thoughts in the comment section. That will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.